Last Sunday, the gospel reading included Luke 17:5-12. And in that gospel, Jesus said a very interesting line here. He said, "When you have done all you have been commanded, say, 'We are unprofitable servants. We have done what we were obliged to do.'" And this comes in the context, which I'll just read to you. But I just want to say a few words about how to possibly apply this to our lives in a way that is healthy and helpful to us so that we can do God's will. So here's the full gospel reading. This is Luke 17:5-10. The apostles said to the Lord, "Increase our faith." The Lord replied, "If you have faith the size of a mustard seed, you would say to this mulberry tree, 'Be uprooted and planted in the sea,' and it would obey you." Who among you would say to your servant, who has just come in from plowing or tending sheep in the field, 'Come here immediately and take your place at table'? Would he not rather say to him, 'Prepare something for me to eat, put on your apron, and wait on me while I eat and drink? You may eat and drink when I am finished'? Is he grateful to that servant because he did what he was commanded? So should it be with you. When you have done all you have been commanded, say, 'We are unprofitable servants. We have done what we were obliged to do.'" So right before Jesus tells this story about the unprofitable servants that we are to think of ourselves as, the apostles said to the Lord, "Increase our faith." Keep in mind that they already had a lot of faith. They've seen all kinds of miracles. They've also been given the ability to drive out demons and heal people. And, they're very much involved in the work that Jesus is doing. So for them to say, "Increase our faith," you have to kind of wonder, what did they mean by that? What were they asking for? And I kind of tend to think that, Jesus' response about, if you have only a small amount of faith, you can uproot a tree and move it. That maybe he's implying you already have enough faith. What were they really asking for? Were they asking for more power? Did they want to be able to, did they want to be able to move a mulberry tree into the sea? Were they getting to the point of wanting to just really make a big impression? Maybe getting a little poofed up and thinking about wanting to be of great service to God. You know how it is, we kind of get like we want to be really good. We want to be, we want to be kind of awesome, and I think that Jesus's response at this point, where he goes into this story about how we should think of ourselves as unprofitable servants, that he's not trying to knock them down a peg. He just wants them to kind of chill out a little bit about, getting so overzealous that they're, maybe in danger of getting a little bit prideful, and that they might actually be missing the point of what it is that they are there for. That they might be getting so excited that they're going past what God is asking of them. And as far as being unprofitable goes, we can't really profit God. He doesn't really need us. He does ask us to do things, and those things are important. I know that Jesus did tell St. Faustina that if she didn't do what he was asking her to do, that she could actually be responsible for the loss of many souls. So it's not that what we do is not important. We just kind of, I think, have to keep a perspective of making sure that the vision that we have for the work that we do, that it's God's vision. We are not God. We are not the all-powerful, and God doesn't need us to be. God doesn't need us to be something other than human beings doing what he's asking us to do in the day in, day out, and in the, whatever the mission is that he lays before us. So the way that I'm applying that is, I have a certain vision for what I want to accomplish, and I just need to calm down sometimes and just check in with God about who's in charge here, about who's the master, who's coming up with the master plan, and make sure that I'm doing what God's calling me to do, what God is asking of me, what is in obedience to Him, that I'm not shirking what He's actually asking of me, so that I can get all wrapped up in something that's sort of self-serving in some way, maybe serving my ego. So if I remind myself as I go about my day, when I remember to think of it, that I'm an unprofitable servant, this can be a real big positive thing for me. This can be kind of a thing that lets me off the hook of being God, reminds me that I'm not in this alone, that I come to God who is all powerful, that I come to Him humble to the fact that He even wants me to serve Him, and very aware that my pride can get in the way and drag me off in the wrong direction. So just remembering that and being really grateful that God is there and that He loves me and He has mercy and He understands and He knows how we are. And so He lovingly reminds us, think of yourself as an unprofitable servant and you'll do much better. They had been asking for more faith. And of course, they should have plenty of faith by now. They've been driving out demons. They've been healing people. They've been watching all kinds of miracles. And in the next paragraph, after he tells that story, Jesus heals 10 lepers all at once, And anyway, so just it's good to be full of zeal and grateful for the glory of God, and to just really be peaceful in knowing what our place is in that, and trusting in God with that, trusting His will as we go through our day, and life isn't going according to our will. Anyway, I find it helpful to remember this, and I think that if you try it throughout your day, just remember, no, you're not going to get a big accolade for doing what you were commanded. But is He glad that you did what you were commanded? Of course. And He's very pleased by that. And it doesn't have to be some big, huge deal. It might be. God might take you on a road that requires bigger, grander things, even martyrdom potentially. But all of these apostles were eventually martyrs. They followed Christ right up and, long beyond His death, and did great things. So He wasn't saying that they were nothing, and He loved them. He was very, very, very happy to have them. So anyway, I hope that you found this somehow interesting or helpful, and let me know in the comments if there's, if you have other ways of looking at this that are even more helpful to you, or anything that you have to say. I'd love to hear what other people have as thoughts about this. Have a great day.